Welcome to the Inside Track on Real Estate with the Dekker Team. And I've got Feisty Yetta, and I'm Humble Ken.
Oh my, please. We all know that if we call ourselves humble,
We really aren't.
we really aren't. So that's kind of a funny, isn't it?
It is.
So how about Funny Ken?
Yeah, funny Ken.
Funny Ken and Feisty Yetta. So thanks for joining us on this show. And actually, it's a good show that we're a little bit silly on, I think. We're a little
200
feisty
shows
and funny.
do that to you?
200 shows will do that to you.
Welcome to the 200th anniversary of this show.
Yeah, we'll have the Inside Track on
Weekly
Real
anniversary.
Estate with the Dekker Team.
Yes.
And so today we're going to talk about 10 reasons that you want to put your home on the market to sell, because we only like bringing them to market if we're going to be able to sell them in the winter months.
Why would anybody want to sell their house in the winter?
Because they've decided they want to move. And if you've decided you want to move, why would you wait until there's more competition?
Well, I guess that's one of the reasons, eh?
That's what I said.
We'll have 10 reasons,
And a bonus.
maybe.
Maybe. Okay.
We'll see how the time goes on the show.
Okay. So there's less competition for the buyers that are in the marketplace because there's not as many homes on the market.
Absolutely.
And that's kind of a bonus.
And matter of fact, in your sort of area, you might be the only two-story for sale or the only bungalow for sale.
Yeah.
And that can really make a difference for
So
you.
stay with it.
Stay
Don't
with
give
it.
up over the winter months.
No.
And in fact, even bringing it into the marketplace in the winter months can be a phenomenal coup.
And we're going to talk about that later.
Yeah, I know.
Don't steal my bonus one.
Okay. Because there's less buyers out there and there are a whole lot less competition. So the lesser buyers not ought to concern you. And here, well, that's another one later for two. Okay,
Number two.
so
Go ahead.
I'm getting ahead.
Go ahead. Do number two.
Number two is simply that the buyers that are out there are very motivated. It is not likely the realtor or the buyer is going to go traipsing through the snow and through the wet and through the cold. They're not really motivated to buy.
Yeah, I think even the realtors are more motivated to qualify their buyers
Yeah.
when it's really cold out and they don't want to go outside.
Yeah, so Ontario and Ottawa have a specific advantage over folks that say in Florida or Arizona because they don't get that extra opportunity.
Well, maybe they do when it's super hot in their summer.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, the opposite.
Anyway, in the super cold time, even the realtor's more motivated to qualify and to make sure that they've got motivated buyers.
I think it's kind of like if you were going to buy a car. I sold cars for a little while.
Yeah.
That was an interesting season in my life.
It was. Mine too.
And you knew in the winter months where you had to clean off all the cars, brush the snow off, heat them up, get this ice, freezing rain off of them. You know, it's frustrating when you have to clean one car off, your car, when it's got freezing rain on it. Try cleaning off 200 of them with freezing rain on them. But the buyers that came in, I knew if a buyer came in the middle of the winter, they needed a car.
Right.
They weren't just there because it was springtime and they wanted to test drive some of the new models and see if they were nice. And
maybe
whatever.
they're buying and maybe they're not. Yeah.
The people that come in the winter, they need a car. The people that come and look at houses in the winter, they need a house.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really great.
Pretty much 100% of them.
Yeah.
So that's an awesome reason
Yes.
for
So another
selling
option-
and being on the market in the winter
Yes.
months.
Yeah. Another one right now is low interest rates.
Yes.
And you might say, well, I'm selling. What does low interest rates have to do? Well, most people move into another house, so they may have a mortgage. And the other thing is that the super low interest rates right now cause people to be able to afford the price of your home. Whereas if interest rates go
My
up,
home or their home?
well, whoever's home we have for sale.
Okay, so it could be your home.
Yeah, exactly. And so those low interest rates cause the monthly payment to be lower, which makes it affordable. More people can afford to purchase that particular home. And so now that they're super low, great time, because we don't know how long they'll stay low. There's pressure for them to move up.
Yeah. And reason number 4?
One of the highest percentage of listings to sales, because listings have gone down. Sales are also down, but we're getting the new listings that come on are few, in this time of year. And if they're a good house, most of them sell. So there's a higher ratio of the new listings. I'm not talking the ones that are left over, but when I say leftover, the ones that were listed in the summer and haven't sold yet. But the new listings come on, there's the highest percentage of the new listings sell
than any other time of
than
year.
any other time of year.
Because of the motivation of the buyers.
Yes, and the very few coming on the market in the wintertime.
Right.
And people think, well, I don't want to put it on in the wintertime because I don't want to move in the wintertime.
You're probably not moving in the winter if you put it on in the winter.
Yeah.
Because have we got the talk about longer closing times?
Yeah, it's actually one of our points. I kind of stole it, so we'll
Okay, we're going to get to that one in a minute. So number 5 is over the holidays and when things are a little slower in people's lives, which they often are right through January into February even, there's just with the winter and the cold, things are just not as busy, and right over the holidays, certainly it's much quieter. With people having more time to reflect, they have more time to look at homes.
Yes. And you know what I just thought of?
What?
An idea that we didn't even have on our cue sheet.
Really?
Yeah, for a reason to sell in the winter.
So we're going to do 12?
No, I'm just going to add it on to yours around finding more time. What typically happens is people like to look at properties in the daylight hours.
Yes.
And the daylight hours are much shorter in the winter.
Right.
And so typically the showings are going to occur while you're at work. And they're not going to interfere with dinner time and social time and TV time and all those things that in the summer, people are seeing houses till 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Absolutely, because there's enough light.
Because it's still light. And so that affects your after work time. It's much nicer that showings occur while you're at work. We take care of it. And you're not disturbed as much.
So
how about that?
No disruptions in your family life, or many fewer, while your home's on the market in the winter months. Mm-hmm. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, number 6 was the one we kind of let the cat out of the bag there.
Yeah.
I did this, let the cat out of the bag. Anyway, the selling now, you can have a delayed closing.
Right. And actually, more often, there's more long closings in the winter months and many more shorter closings in the summer months.
Yes. And so the beauty is if you have a long closing, because people generally don't want to move in February.
Some do, and we've certainly done it.
They have to, some have to. And yet the preference is to move in March or April or May when it's warmer. And then what that does is it gives you an extended time of period to go find the house that you want to live in.
Right.
So
which is nice. So it gives you more time to do your own looking, which increases the probability of being able to find just the right house.
Yeah.
Rather than having to feel like you're settling.
Right.
Right? So that's cool.
Yeah. So the next one is you may have...
Yes.
Fewer actual showings, but more qualified. So it kind of saves, again, let's say, for instance, it takes 12 showings to get an offer in the summer. It may only take 4 or 5 in the winter to get an offer because they're more motivated and there's fewer houses for them to see.
Right. So it decreases.
So fewer showings.
Right. So the number of showings and the offers are likely to come quicker from those fewer showings.
Absolutely.
That's kind of cool.
That's very cool.
That's very cool. And were we at number 9?
We are.
Wow. Anybody that's coming in from out of town, a corporate transfer, those often will take place before the heat of the spring market. Not all of them, and a fair number of them. So not only do you have motivated local buyers, you have the advantage of buyers coming in from other areas that must buy now. And if you wait till spring to put it on the market, they will already have bought.
Yeah, it's
many of them.
It's corporate moves where people are saying, okay, how are we going to set us up for a great year? Well, we need this type of employee, or we need to take that person from that location and bring them here. So quite often those things happen during those winter months.
Yeah.
And there's nothing like a corporate buyer because they're a super motivated buyer. They come in, they've got 3 or 4 days to find a house.
1 or 2 days to do inspections, and then they're gone.
They're gone, and they bought a house, so they're fun. And if your home isn't on the market, Well, definitely they can't look at it.
Right.
Right. Okay, number 10. I know this is one Yetta didn't really like.
No, I didn't like
Because
this one.
sometimes you have to, in our industry, you have to present a negative aspect of something.
That's why I didn't
And-
like it, because it's negative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yet it's the truth. And so sometimes if we're telling you the truth, it may make you feel uncomfortable.
And that sometimes is a way of knowing we're telling you the truth, because it does make you feel uncomfortable.
Exactly.
So I didn't like it when Ken told me the truth,
Yeah.
because he's the stats guy. So
Yeah,
although I
so-
look at the computer and I know how to do searches and I do a fair bit of that, Ken would spend more time studying and reflecting and pondering all of that. So this is a stat that I don't like.
Yeah. So, but the truth is, freehold homes have been going up in price
Slightly.
slightly. And again, it depends on micro areas. Some may have gone down, some have gone up, but
Yeah.
they've gone up slightly.
Right.
1.5%. Now, when we look at condominiums, the reverse is true. There's fewer sales, more inventory, and prices have come down over the last year or two. And again, not huge, yet a few percent. So if you're waiting for the spring market, if you own a condominium and you really want or need to get out of your condominium, prices may be lower in the spring than they are right now. Because if the prices are going down, then you're way further ahead to sell now than wait.
Right.
Okay? Because it'll be worth
I didn't
less.
like that, remember?
I know you didn't like that. You still don't like it. I can
No,
tell
I
by your
don't.
face.
I don't.
You don't
My
like
whole
that.
energy shifted,
Yeah.
didn't it? I got sad.
Now don't forget, remember in 1994 when Ken Dekker got into real estate, prices were dropping.
Yes, they were. Is that because you came in the industry?
I think I caused it, yes.
Yeah, okay.
And
Actually started in 93, so you really
94, 95, 96.
The slowdown, though, began already
Yes.
in 92, 93, and then we started seeing it actually affect the prices
Yeah,
in a negative downward.
yes. But 93 was still a positive price.
Yeah, it was like 0.5%.
Yeah,
Okay.
but it was positive until I got in January 94, and then 94 prices were lower. So I was still selling houses, and I'd say to people, do you want to buy one? Do you want to buy two? They're going to be worth less next year than what you paid for it, but do you want to buy one? And you might think it's crazy, but people were still buying homes because even if it was going to be slightly less valuable, you afforded the payment. Almost half of your mortgage payment goes to principal pay down.
Especially right now.
So you're still coming out way ahead.
Because you have to have a roof over your head.
Yeah, so you're either renting or you're buying.
And if I'm renting, I'm paying somebody else's mortgage.
That's right. Yeah,
And that's no
Exactly.
good.
exactly.
That's terrible, actually.
Is it terrible?
Yeah.
Now, if you're buying
Well, they don't
another,
have to.
if you're going to buy another condo, it doesn't really matter because they're going down as well. But if you're going to buy a freehold, they're going up. So if your condo goes down 1 or 2% and your freehold goes up 1 or 2%, now we got a 4% spread. So don't wait.
No.
Price it appropriately now to sell it and move on with your life, basically.
Yeah.
Right? Does that make sense? It's
It
a double
does.
whammy on
So
both
I'm
sides.
getting a little bit of energy back. You've
Oh, are
heard
you?
me regroup a few times
Yeah.
through that little conversation. So hopefully you're doing the same thing. And if you're just joining us now on the Inside Track on Real Estate, we've been talking about the reasons that you actually want to put your home on the market in the winter months, December, January, February, because you'll actually likely sell it before everybody else gets their home on the market in the spring market, which is kind of cool. So thanks for joining us, and you may want to go back and listen to those reasons. And the great thing about the Inside Track on Real Estate is you can listen to the archive shows. There's 200 of them. So they're at CHRI.ca, and they're also at DekkerTeam.com. You can watch them as well as listen to them. So if we've been talking about specific market conditions, those shows are a little bit time-driven. And so you may not want to go back and listen to a show from 2013 that talked about the market, or you might if you want to get an understanding of where we've come from, right? In many of the other shows, the information that we're sharing is timeless. So these 10, well, we're going to go on past our 10 that we've already shared about. These reasons were the same in 1994 and 1989 when I was in the industry, for the most part. The reasons are the same. So a lot of the information that we're providing and the guests that we've had on, whether it's been an electrician or whether it's been a heating specialist or whether it's been a flooring guy or some of my favorites, if you haven't watched those, you want to go back and listen to the decorating shows that I did with Tracy Prail.
Well, my favorite was the home theater guy.
Yeah, that was up there, wasn't it? So we all have our faves, and those shows.
And then the vacuum one was good because that show sucked.
That's not even funny.
Yes,
Except I bet some of you are laughing along with him, and I have been laughing to the same jokes. You may feel sorry for me right now for like 36 years.
Yeah, well, get over it.
Thanks. Thanks for that there, Mr. Dekker.
Yeah, no problem.
So there's
Speaking of
lots of
timely
great
shows,
archived shows that you want to go back and watch.
You do. And there's one you want to go forward and listen to. Can you go forward and listen to?
I don't think so.
Okay, there's one you want to wait and put in your calendar, and that's Christmas.
Yes.
Because Christmas, I've been working on it for a little while.
Quite a while. The whole team was working on the Christmas show.
And
because we really debated, wait, you're cutting me off again, or did I cut you off?
No, it doesn't matter. I'm used to it.
So am I guess.
Yeah.
So the Christmas show, we really debated, do we do it? Don't we do it? Should we record one? And so we've continued to work on the Christmas show with our entire team because we really felt that we wanted to add value to your lives. And it would have been easier not to record a show Christmas. And yet it seemed like we would be ripping ourselves off of connecting with you and also ripping you off from connecting with us.
Yeah, and you get to.
So what we've decided is we're going to share about gifts.
Yeah, the 12 gifts on the first day of Christmas.
Well, it won't be the first day of Christmas because
no,
it's going to be
we're doing them all on the Christmas day, but there'll be 12 gifts.
And
12 gifts we're giving.
Yeah, which is very cool. And there'll be a draw that comes out of that. So we don't give away, well, we do give away a lot of information on every show, and we don't give away tangible gifts on most of the shows. Mm-hmm. And on the Christmas show, we will do a draw for what our team and we believe is a generous gift.
So all you have to do is email us. So you're going to want to listen to that Christmas show. It's going to be a great one.
On December 25th.
Yeah, that's when a Christmas show should be aired, right?
Well, there's a lot of Christmas shows out there already.
Are you going to wear
December
antlers
11th.
for that one?
I don't think so.
No, probably not.
No, except if you watched our last newsletter, and if you're not getting it, you'll want to get our 2 monthly newsletters. We do a monthly update as well as a monthly community newsletter.
How would they get those?
They would get those by emailing info@dekkerteam.com.
Okay.
Right? And on the December one, we actually, which comes out right around the beginning of the month, we actually have our Christmas hats on.
Toques.
Toques, Christmas toques.
Well,
Dekker Team red Christmas
toques. We're Canadian, they're toques.
Except the great news is, I didn't have to put one on.
Yeah, we ran out.
No, we didn't.
Yes, we did. And you had red hair anyways.
I had red hair, so why do I need to put a red toque on when I have red hair?
That's true.
Yeah. So back to one of the reasons that you want to sell your house in the winter. Bring it on the market and likely sell it. Why is that? Well,
a lot of homes have been on the market through the summer. So the better price, better condition homes have sold, and these ones are, I hate to call them leftover, but they're still on the market. Yeah. And some of them are in inferior condition, some of them are overpriced, and that's why they're there. And then if you put your home into the market at the right price and the right condition, the odds are it will sell very quickly because there's still buyers. There's buyers every month.
Yeah, there's not a month we haven't sold a home in 27 years.
No.
I know, that's good.
So there's always buyers. There just needs to be a match, the right buyer for the right house. And that has to do with condition, price, and location.
And marketing. Because if I don't do my job, then you may not sell your home. I'm going to do my job, though, I promise.
They have to be able to know it's there and then determine if it's the right price, condition, and location for them, right?
Right.
Yeah, I think someone's calling right now to sell a house.
I think so.
It's awesome. Okay, so great time of year to get your house on. Now the other thing, which I'm just dreaming them up now because we were at like 11, so these are all bonus materials.
Okay, so do you want some bonus material? Because it's in there. He actually already has it in there, which is great. Well, so do I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Real estate agents are super busy in the spring
We're
market.
never busy.
In the market.
We.
I said real estate agents.
Okay, but we don't live in the world of busy.
No, we don't live
You're
in
going to
the
get
world
me
of
worked
busy.
up here. I lived in the world of intentional,
Yeah.
proactive,
Yes.
active, full maybe,
Yes.
and never busy because we
Okay.
always have room. Why do I not?
Because we create the systems, the models, and hire the people so that we have room to help those that our clients and our listeners refer to us
Right.
to help them buy a home, sell a home, or invest in real estate. And so what's happening though is the real estate agents
As a whole.
as a whole are less full
Yeah.
and they have more time to dedicate to answering questions, marketing a particular house. And so there's just more time to have interaction with your realtor
Right. In the winter,
in the months.
Winter months.
Than there is in the spring
because
months.
there are still lots of homes selling, and yet less than there will be the rest of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
That's
that's
great.
true. So that's a great reason.
I thought it was.
Ah. Now, do you think it is? Now, you get the opportunity to be able to give us feedback.
Mm-hmm.
And you can give feedback on the silliness if you want, because some shows we get a little goofy.
Who are you calling Goofy?
You.
Okay.
Okay.
Just checking.
So you can send us questions. If you would like to be guest on one of our shows, we would love for you to connect with us. You can reach us on the phone, 613-860-4663, and we'll have a conversation and decide if it's a good fit, because we want to make sure anybody we do put on our show is somebody that we believe you, our listeners and our viewers, will gain valuable information from, and that they're a really creditable business, somebody that's going to give you great service.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of the guests that we've had on the show are people that we have worked with personally, that have done work in our houses or our rental properties, or helped us with something personally, or somebody in our team, or you're one of our clients and we know about what you do personally, and therefore we felt comfortable to endorse.
Yes. Now I got a serious question for you.
What?
If you have a goldfish, right, they'll only grow to their environment.
Right.
So if you put them in a bigger bowl, they grow bigger,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
So my question is, does that work with people? If we move them into a bigger home, do they gain weight?
I thought you had a serious
I know.
question.
Or if we move them into a smaller home and downsize them, do the people downsize as well and become slimmer?
What do you think, Ken Dekker?
Well, I'm asking you the question.
The answer to that is absolutely no. Okay. It may help your pocketbook.
Oh,
It may help your mortgage payment become smaller.
that would make my wallet bigger, though, not thinner.
Well, depending on which way you go.
Right.
If I move into the larger, more expensive home, then my wallet will
may
get
be
thinner.
Okay.
Okay. And if I move into a smaller home,
But
my
long
wallet...
time, will it be thinner?
No, long term it'll be great, because the properties overall, Ottawa has been such an amazing, stable market.
Mm-hmm.
Your home's going to increase. I mean, the homes I was selling in the first few years in the industry were about 140,000, 100,000 ballpark back in the late 80s. That was sort of a pretty average home. I think it was somewhere around 100, 120,000 if my memory's right.
We could pull out some old ads.
We could. About that. I can remember a lot of specific homes I was selling. And those same homes today would sell for approximately $350 to $400.
Yeah.
That same home. Because we've resold many of those homes that I was selling in those early days.
And if people didn't refinance them, they'd be paid off and they'd have that.
Oh, they would be paid off and then some.
And they would have all that equity.
Right. And so we do encourage you not to use your houses as an ATM machine.
Yes.
And that simply means refinancing it to pay off consumer debt.
So when's the best time to plant a tree?
Today?
I thought it was 20 years ago.
Well, no, if I didn't do it 20 years ago, then the next best time is today.
Exactly. So the best time was 20 years ago, but the next best is today. Same thing with houses. And I would say, when you're looking at buying a house, because our market's been so stable and goes up over time, you just said it went from 120 to 350, 400 range. So
Yeah.
I would say, don't wait to buy real estate. Buy real estate and wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I
You
love
should
that.
tattoo that on me or something.
You could tattoo that on yourself.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not going to
So do you have some
endure
lovely
pain.
homes to talk about?
Well, we always have lovely homes to talk about
Okay.
that you want to call us about in this market or in any market.
Okay, so what's these great houses? Because I know
Which
there's a beautiful
ones?
one, a bungalow
Yeah.
in Embrun for 300,000.
I know, which is incredible.
It is. It's a beautiful home.
And in fact, it is a home that shows better than new. And you ask me, how is that possible? How could a resale home be better? How is it possible, Ken?
Well, first of all, Mrs. Clean lives there.
Yes. And Mr. Handy.
And Mr. Handy. And it's just in phenomenal shape. It's not that old anyways.
No, it's 6 years old.
6 years
I
old.
think
But
so, yeah.
landscaping's done meticulously. And
The
all
shed
of
is
that.
installed, the fencing is up, the hedge is up, the painting and custom colors is done. Every cupboard is lined with brand new pristine shelf paper.
Well, there
Like,
you
who
go.
does that?
Well, that would make me want to buy it just for that.
I know. And the appliances in this house are
Retro, but they're not retro. They're
No.
antiques.
Yeah, they're turquoise.
Mm-hmm.
They're beautiful. And when I saw them, I said, how did you get those? Like, who's selling those? And they said, we purchased them when they were new. And they still look better than new. Like, how cool is that?
Incredible.
So that is an awesome opportunity in Embrun at 300. And then
And that's not even attached. That's a single.
No, the single family.
Single bungalow
Yep.
for 300,000.
Yep.
What a deal!
Garage, corner lot, so it's actually an oversized on municipal services, so easy
Really?
easy
Water
to
and
care
sewer and
for.
everything?
Water and sewer.
Hokey Dinah. That's
Beautiful.
Great.
So, and
Right.
another one in Greeley, which is only 450, and that is absolutely way below the average price range in Greeley.
Yeah. Okay.
And it is a bungalow as well. The big feature with this one is this big seasonal, well, it's 4-season, room on the back of the property, which you could use for anything. Through the family room and then into another big room. And the whole exterior of the house is brick.
So it's great for those family gatherings.
Oh, phenomenal for family gatherings.
And it's 450.
Yeah.
Okay.
And double car garage, half-acre lot, an incredible opportunity. So you reach us at 613-860-4663 for these, or if you want us to put your house on the market and get it sold for you. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks a lot.
What you wanna do? Well, man, it's on you.